Hi, scholars. We're going to talk a little bit about APA formatting. I know you learned MLA formatting. That's what I learned when I was in high school, and most high school English teachers teach MLA. But in the scientific and more business-oriented world, the School of Business has chosen to use APA formatting. It's more scientific. It's more reasonable to use APA formatting with data. And I'm sure many of you are going to be working with data. There are different kinds of formatting. There's the Chicago manual, style manual. There's the AP, what the reporters use. There are all kinds of formatting, but we are going to be focusing throughout the rest of your college career here at the University of Redlands School of Business and Society. We are going to be using APA formatting. So let's begin. It all starts here with this website, apastyle.apa.org. You'll find everything you need to know on this page. So you have APA formatted student paper template in your course essentials resources section on Moodle. So I would suggest that you use that template, you make a copy of it, and you use that as your starting point when you begin writing your paper, and you'll find it very helpful. There's also a link to an annotated student paper in the same section, and that will help explain why you indent a quote that is 40 words or more, or it will explain how to cite within the body, and it will also explain how to format your references page as well. And we're going to go through some of that as well. So your paper format, the order of the pages. Now you'll see that you have a title page, and all you have on it is a title, and we'll look at one a little bit later. And then in the scholarly journals, the peer-reviewed articles, you'll most likely have an abstract, but not at the School of Business and Society unless your professor requests an abstract. So in this class, you do not need to focus on an abstract. So you'll have the title page, and then you'll have the body of your analysis, and it will all be double spaced. So then you will have your references page, and then you might have some tables and figures. So those would come after the references page, and or you could include them in the body of your paper. It's up to you. And then if you have appendices, it's not necessary, but if you have some appendices, they would be the last section in your paper. So you will have 1-inch margins around, and I can tell when you have created 1.5. I believe on most Microsoft Word defaults, it could be 1.5. So check that and make it 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. And then everything is double spaced, even your quotations, even your bullets, everything is double spaced, except for your captions under your tables and figures. Okay, so this is the title page. This is what your student paper will look like. Okay, so you see that we no longer, if you're familiar with APA several years ago, we had running heads. We do not have running heads in a student paper anymore. In the scholarly peer-reviewed articles, yes, but not in your student paper. So you do not need a running head. All you need is the page number in your running head, upper right-hand corner. Then you have the title, a few lines down. You have the title, and notice it is center, and it is bolded, okay? And it's about 11 points or 12 points. I would use Times New Roman or Calibri. Those are good fonts to use. Okay, then remember I said your paper is double spaced. Well, your paper is double spaced, but you have 2 double spacing. So you have 4 lines in between the title of your paper, make it catchy, and your name. This is the student's name right here. So then you have your student's name, then double spacing, and you would have School of Business, University of Redlands. So you would have School of Business and Society, and then you would have the University of Redlands right here. And then the name of the subject of the class, BUSB 301, Critical Analysis, and Written and Oral Communication. Then you would have my name, Karen S. Roberts, comma, MA. Then you would have the date of your paper when it is due, okay? Now we're going to go to the website and we're going to look at more of the student papers. So you have the title page. Now we're going to scroll down. Oh, this is the first page of your body, your analysis. And look at that, okay? So it's page 2. Again, you write in bold letters, you write the title of your paper. And then it's not 2 double spaces, it's only 1 double space. So everything is double spaced, okay? And you begin your body. Now in business, reports are mostly written, single spaced, and you skip a space between the paragraphs, and there is no indentation in the first line. But in a PA format, yes, we indent 1/2 inch for the first line, and you can set that up in Word and just say first in the formatting of the paragraph, you would have first line indented 1/2 inch, okay? So this is a citation. You will have citations. So when you have an idea or a quotation, you must give a citation. So an idea that is not yours. So a majority of Americans experience stress in their daily lives. That's supported by the American Psychological Association, 2017. Okay, so you will have to, so you need to put that in, attribute that idea to your source. And then you'll see at the very end, the references. Here is the reference for that. American Psychological Association, 2017, that's the year. And then this is the title. And look at the title. It's stress, capitalized S, stress in America, colon. Oh, look at this. So the first letter of the next word is capitalized, but the rest of the title is lowercase. And then they got this, the writer, the student got this information from a website. And so you would indicate that as well. So let's go back up to so you notice that italics highlight a key word or a key term, guided image, imagery, progressive muscle relaxation. And then you notice how many citations there are within this. And so these are different types of sources. And so you would have an access. And notice if you have the APA guide, it tells you what section in the green boxes, what section you can find information about how to cite that. Now notice there is no extra spacing in between the paragraphs. Everything is double spaced. It's very obvious when you add space in between the paragraphs. Please don't do that. Okay, so a level 1 heading is centered and it's also bolded. A level 2 heading or a subheading is flush left to the left of the margin, and it is also bolded and initial caps. See that? Initial caps. Now notice the right edge. Many people like to justify the right edge, but that isn't the way it is the most readable. The most readable is to make it a ragged edge. And so you would make sure that your right edge is ragged. Otherwise, if you have it justified on the right hand side, the spacing gets all mixed up and it's harder to read. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is how to annotate a lettered list. Okay, A, comma, and B. Or if you were to have a C, it would be A, and then comma, no and, C, B, and then comma, and C. Oh, okay, so you, here, Holden Lunn is the source, and it was written in 1988. So you have that. But look, in the same paragraph, it's a repeated narrative citation. So the year is omitted here. Okay. For this short quotation, notice here it is only quoting a portion of a sentence. Reduce stress and allow the immune system to function more effectively. Notice the quotation ends, there's no punctuation. And then you begin with a parentheses, the source, the last name of the person that wrote the writer, comma, the year it was written, comma, small p, period, page 850, parentheses closed, and then the period. Now, if you had 851 to 850, 850 to 851, you would have two lowercase p's. So it would be P period 850. Okay, let's go on. If we have a secondary source, that means this author was found in another piece written by Peterson and other people. You would annotate it this way, okay? But we want you to use mostly primary sources. So we would want you to go to the original writing where they are quoting Joseph Walpay's idea and go to the original source. That's the best way. Now, if you have a block quotation, you will indent the entire block quotation, half an inch, still double spaced. You give the source and the year. So Rausch and others, et al., 2006 concluded the following, quote, colon, and then you give the longer quotation. So a quotation that is 40 words or more is the appropriate block quotation. Now notice that you don't have to use all of the quotation as long as you don't distort the meaning. And so you would have an ellipsis here, 3 dots that show that you have left some words out. I prefer that you don't write conclusion, because if you are ending your paper, I should be able to tell that it is a conclusion. The conclusion is more for the scientific papers that go on for 20 to 30 pages so that somebody can flip over. Okay. Oh, and then if you have interviewed a leader in your company, which some students choose to do that, or a leader in the industry, and you have interviewed that person, then you would cite it as a personal communication. And this is the way you would do that. And then it's very helpful here. You see, it tells you how to do a book reference, a report reference, a journal article, even a YouTube video. We use YouTube videos, TED Talks. There's a special way to do a TED Talk. And so you have all of these sources for your understanding. And so it's just an amazing resource that you have here. I look forward to talking with you more about APA formatting. We'll get down into the depth of sentence formatting and grammar. We'll get into all of that a little bit later. But for now, have a great day. And don't worry about the APA formatting. You are going to get it. You're going to understand it, and we'll work together. You take care.